see things on the news and you find out, somebody literally worked, and then when they finally had an opportunity, or when they forced themselves to create an opportunity to take a break, that was it. They never came back. And to me, it's sad. To me, it's heartbreaking, because you were not put on this earth just to work until you die. You were not put here just to do that. Like, it's okay to work, but to work until you leave this world, you were not put here to do that. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up, welcome to the channel. You're on live with me. I'll be on probably for, I don't know, the next few minutes. I'm driving today from Dallas down to, taking a short drive from Dallas down to Houston. And so you guys are on some of the journey with me. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up, tell somebody else about the channel. I figured I got about an hour left. We might as well spend some time together. This might change somebody's life. Just this simple conversation. So if you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to drop them down below. And if I see them, I'll definitely respond to them. And let me know if you're a new subscriber. I'll shout you out. I definitely appreciate you. Help me to get this to 5,000 subscribers ASAP. Thank you so much. And so I'm seeing, this young lady. I'm seeing it all over social media. I don't know the young lady. My heart goes out to her and her family. But the young lady was working. Good worker, hard worker. Notice what I said. I'll say it again. It's worth saying again. Hard worker. Just want to show you guys in the course of this short video that hard work is not the answer. With hard work, when you have a job and you want to do a job and you want to stand out, of course you want to do all these things. But hard work is not the answer to the life you're dreaming of. Hard work is not the answer to financial freedom. Hard work is not that. In fact, when I always say this, but when you find people that really work hard, what do you find? You find tired people. You find exhausted people. You find frustrated people. Somebody let me know in the comments if I'm preaching. You find these things. You find burned out employees. You find stressed out employees. You find people who are just done with it, just fed up with it. But at the same time, what do you not find whenever you find people who work the hardest? You don't find financial freedom. You don't find anybody who's excited about tomorrow. You don't find people who are financially at peace, financially at ease. You don't find those things. Shout out to everyone in the comments. I appreciate you. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Help me to get this thing to 5,000. Somebody put 5,000 in the comments. That's where we want to get to. 5,000 subscribers for the channel. Change people's lives. But watching, seeing the content, seeing the comments, this young lady worked, and then when she finally decided to take a break, that was the end. Now, I'm not telling you that her job did it or anything like that. I'm just saying, if we knew that, we would burn out on these jobs, and I saw another video just recently, even this morning, I believe it was, there was a young lady who's, she was probably middle age, and she wasn't feeling good at work. They sent her home for the day. Very caring and loving staff sent the lady home for the day, and that was her last day. So, hey, what's up? What's up to everybody in the comments? Hello. Appreciate you. What's up, Paul? Paul said he's ready to quit his job in 2 months. I need to get my paper up to save 6 months. Paul, I'm so glad you said that, because that's kind of segue. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna touch on that. That's kind of, by the way, for everybody who's in the masterclass that got in this week, We're going to resume training Tuesday. So I'm driving down to Houston right now. I'm going to be busy for the next few days. We're gonna as soon as you finish the masterclass, we're gonna go into the mentorship program where we help you to go ahead and get that thing set up quickly. Hey, my day is great, Bike Boy. I appreciate you asking. I hope you're having a blessed day as well. And if you guys don't know what the Middleman CEO business model is, just think of Uber. Uber, that's a really good example. Uber does not drive anybody around. They simply create a system that makes money every time they match a driver and a rider. So what I do in the Middleman class, and I've been doing since 2020, is I teach you guys how to choose a service industry and find customers for those businesses and partner with them and get a commission every time you find a customer. So if you connect with home cleaners, every time you find a home cleaning customer, you might take $100 deposit that goes to you. The cleaner goes out and do the work. You don't. That's the beauty of it. All right. So, and if you guys want to learn how to do that, the link is in the video description below, or just put the word middleman under any of the videos. So back to it. All right. So, and I'll wrap up with this really quickly, and then I'll move to my next point, because this drive's probably about, I don't know, maybe an hour. I'm passing my first Buc-ee's. I think I got another one to go before I'm down to Houston. And by the way, it's a really nice drive from Dallas to Houston. I enjoy it, so love it. Love being on the road. And that, again, while I'm thinking about this, I'm like, man, I'm not at work. I don't have to be at work. That's what the beauty of a middleman business is. You don't have a job. You have a business. And so this lady, she went home, but I don't know what caused her, to pass away, but she did. And I just hate that, she was burned out from work, probably wasn't enjoying her career that much, I'm just assuming. And so many people are going to be in that situation. So many of you who are watching or will watch this video, you're going to be in that situation where if you're not in it now, you're burned out, you're tired, you're exhausted, you just want to get a break. Your job's never going to pay you enough. For a lot of you, I'll say this. And I say this without any fear of contradiction, because I mean this. Most of you, probably 90% of you who watch this channel, your salary could be doubled today. Doubled. And it still wouldn't be enough. Think of that. And why do I say it that way? Because remember, you ask for raises pretty much every year. They could give you a 100% raise today, and it still won't be enough to set you free or change your life financially. Just think about it. They could literally give you a raise right now and double your salary, and you'd still struggle. I'm convinced right now, based on, especially if you live in a nice city, a bigger city. If you live out in the sticks, you can probably make it on $50,000 a year. I don't know. But if you live in a big city, Dallas, Atlanta, Fort Worth, Houston, Austin, Denver, Chicago, Phoenix, Miami, all these big cities, your rent's probably going to be half your income. Just the rent alone, let alone trying to buy a house. I'm not going to talk about getting into that right now, but just let alone buying a house. They can double your salary and it won't be enough. So, just telling you, you better way to make money. Nobody's coming to save you. So, Paul mentioned that he was looking to get away from his job. I got news for you, Paul. Your job's looking to get away from you. And it's not just Paul, it's for everybody. Your job's looking to get away from you too. As soon as they figure out how to use AI to do your job, you're out of there. You're adios, amigo. You're done for. You're out of there. You can get the packing, not the slacking, okay? They're gonna walk up to you and say, hey, you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the HELL up out of here. That's what they're gonna tell you. You don't have to go home, but you gotta get the heck up out of here. Why? Because they've replaced you. While you were sleeping, you got fired. In fact, They are firing you right now. It's just a very slow process. But they are firing you right now. While you're watching this video, you're getting fired. While you're listening to this content, you're getting fired. While I'm driving down to Houston, you're getting fired. And if I had a job, it would be the same for me. I would be getting fired right now while I'm driving. Well, what do you mean? I mean that even though you have a job, technically, that they are working on ways to eliminate the need to have you as an employee. So they are looking at processes that can replace you. They are looking at people who can do your job. They are looking at people around the world who will work for pennies on the dollar and replace you. They are looking at your coworker whom they could overwork and not give a pay raise to replace you. They are looking at AI to come in and do what? Replace you. Once again, if you believe that your job is safe and secure, you're better off believing in Santa Claus. I would believe in Santa Claus more than and a fat guy in a red suit flying around the world dropping off presents. I would believe, to me, Santa Claus today is more realistic than you keeping your job. Those are facts. Santa Claus today is more realistic than you keeping your job. I just want to let you know what era you're in. You're in the era of part-time work. I believe in the next 3 to 5 years, full-time work will essentially become a thing of the past. It may exist in some spots here and there, but ultimately, full-time work is going to get left behind. So if you have a full-time job right now, chances are in the coming years, you will have to, I don't know, glue together or stack jobs. You're going to have to stack jobs very soon. I've done it even before all these firings and whatnot. I've done it 10 years or so ago. I stacked 3 jobs. Let me tell you, it ain't fun, it ain't pretty, and it's a burnout. It ain't fun, it ain't pretty, and it will burn you out. But I've done it. I've done it for a while, way too long. I've been homeless more times than once. I know you guys, when you think about homelessness, you think about sleeping in your trucks, sleeping on a friend's sofa, living in a basement, living in a spare room. Honey, I ain't talking about any of that. I'm talking about back on the ground looking up at the sky. And I've done it more than once. I was born into a family that was poverty stricken. It was a poverty-stricken family, and for the most part, it still is today. I'm working to change that for my family. You should be doing the same. I'm on the journey to flip the money fundamentals of my entire family. Not the family I was born out of. I would love to help them, but the family that was born out of me. From wife and kids, that family that was born out of me. They are primary to change their financial futures. To put them, by the way, parents, your job, because it's going to burn for a lot of you because you're not willing to sacrifice, but your job is to put your kids in the best starting position possible, not you. So you might have to do some things you don't want to do. You might have to pick up an extra job. You might have to be stressed out, be burned out, because as a parent, you're not priority anymore. It's positioning the children so that they are in the best position possible. That's why I always call my family back in Louisiana and I say, hey, you got to get up out of there. You got to bring the kids to the land of opportunity, Texas. Get them out of there. Bring them to Texas so they can grow up and have a better life. Well, I got my family here and, all my stuff is, I know, you got to sacrifice all that. See, y'all don't want to sacrifice because you keep thinking about yourself. Think about your kids 20 years from now. What do you want from them? Oh, I want a good life for them. Bam. Okay, perfect. Start today. So back to Paul. Paul, I didn't forget you. Back to Paul. Paul, your job is looking to separate from you just as fast as you're looking to separate from it. But it's not just Paul, it's everybody who's watching who has a job. Paul said, I need to save up 6 months of payments. By the way, if you have a question or comment, you're welcome to drop it. This is a live video. Paul says that he's trying to save up 6 months of payments. So let's go through it. I saw a video, by the way, or a comment or something. I believe it was on Instagram, maybe. And I believe it was a rapper, I want to say either Willie D or maybe it was Willie D. I don't know. It was an older rapper. I don't know if he raps anymore, but that's what he's known for. And he posted that, hey, these are some hard times coming. He's right. And he said people should have a year or two worth of savings in the bank. And I stopped right there. Wait, what? Okay, let's go through the numbers because the numbers are not emotional. All right? Math is not emotional. Let's go through the numbers. All right, let's say low end, we'll keep it low. Let's say there's someone living in a 2-bedroom apartment paying $1,500 a month, just low. Add in an extra $1,000 for food and other utilities. We're not even gonna count the car and all that. Let's just say $2,500 a month expenses. All right, Paul, I don't know what your expenses are. You're probably living a decent life, so let's say yours is $3,500. Right? So there you are, Paul. We'll just call it $3,000 to keep the math easy for me, because I know you guys are smart. I need help. So Paul will say $3,000 per month. 6 months, $18,000. Right? A year like the guy said, a year. Paul, did you say your expenses were $1,100 a month? Where do you live? Do you live in a straw house like the Three Little Pigs? Go ahead and tell us. You definitely don't live in a brick house. Okay. Okay, $1,100 a month in expenses is unheard of. So, but let's say for the average person trying to live a decent life, $3,000. If you're living a great life, you're gonna double that. But $3,000 for the average person, $3,000. All right, so a year of that is $36,000. Paul said he keeps his expenses low. That's you can't get much lower than that, Paul. So $36,000 for the year. Now that's just 1 year. The guy said a year or two. Let's just leave it at 1 year. $36,000. Now I just want to let you know that the average person in America only makes about 48,000 a year. So 36,000 in savings. They have to be living like Paul for that to even make sense. So, but 36,000 saved. The average person doesn't have, I believe last time I checked, 80% of America, 80%, 8 out of 10 people do not have $5,000 in a savings account. How in the, excuse my French, how in the hell could someone save realistically a year's worth of savings when they can't even save $5,000? And I jumped to the comments. People were beating this guy like, what are you talking about? I can't even pay rent. How am I going to save a year? Listen, all that's dumb advice. Not calling the guy dumb, but the advice is. Not calling anybody stupid, but the advice is. You're talking to a guy. And this is a small YouTube channel in comparison to so many others. Again, I always say, if you want fluff, go hang out on those fluff channels. They'll fluff you, they'll entertain you, they'll make you laugh, they'll waste your time. I don't have that. I'm on a mission. I'm on my purpose. I don't have time for that. I'm here to tell you what I've learned, and I hope that something I say helps you. That's all I'm doing. I'm just here to say, hey, here's what I've learned over the past 5 or so years. And I hope that something I say can help you or prevent you from getting into the bad situations I've been in. The average family doesn't have $5,000 in the bank account. Tell me, how are they just going to turn into savings? I appreciate it, Paul. How are they just going to just do savings? That's why I keep saying that saving money is one of the worst things, not maybe one of the worst, not possibly. Doggone it, it's one of the worst things you can do with money, comma, today. Meaning what? Meaning 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, I could not say that and it'd be true. I cannot make that statement and it'd be true. It would be a lie. Your parents and your grandparents made interest by parking their money in the bank. The banks actually rewarded them, paid them. So Paul, for your parents, your grandparents, for my parents, we never had money, but just hypothetically, because we were generationally poor. And if I don't do something about it, it's going to be the same. And I'm not letting it happen to my family. I hope you take the same approach. There's nothing wrong with you being rich. There's nothing wrong with you being wealthy. There's nothing wrong with that. Stop sitting back claiming a life of struggle that you don't want. Don't do that. Working until you can't work anymore, go home, and then we never hear from you again. Next time we see you, you're in a box. That's not how you want to live this life. That's not how I want to live this life. Am I saying that jobs are bad? You should go quit your job? No, I'm not saying that at all. I would never encourage you to make foolish decisions. If your job is your only source of income, keep your primary source of income. Yes, but work on another source while you still have your job. So most people don't have $5,000 in the bank account, and you're telling me savings is the answer? Okay, let's go through it just to prove your point. Let's say $3,000 per month is your monthly expenses. You take that $3,000 per month and you save it for, let's just say, 6 months. Now you have $18,000. Let's say somehow by some miracle you figured out a way to do it. Now you have the $18,000. Okay, good. Now what do you feel? You feel protected? You feel hedged? You feel insured? Okay, these are all emotions that might be attached to this, but these are all false. And let me break it down to you. So, all right, you got 18 grand in the bank. You say that's for emergency purposes or rainy days. All right, let's give you what you're asking for. You're asking because you're manifesting rainy days or emergencies. You're calling for that. The reason I know that is because you named your bank account after them. You named your savings account an emergency account, a rainy day account. So those things, your account can't be successful unless it has a rainy day or an emergency, because that's what you call it. So all of a sudden, your rainy day comes, your emergency comes, you get laid off from your job, because you will eventually at some point. You're laid off, and you won't be prepared because your savings is not going to prepare you. An emergency account is not going to prepare you for that. And I'm proving it to you right now. So you get, you get laid off. You get your pink slip. Hey, we're not going to need you back tomorrow. This is your last paycheck. Good luck and good riddance. Off you go home. Have to explain to your family that you got to find another way to make money. Now, if you take action based on this video, when that happens, you're going to be fine because you've already started your other source of income. By the time they fire you or lay you off, you're good to go. You already know how to make money without needing a paycheck. And so there you are. You got your emergency that you've been praying for. And now you get to shove it into my face that I was wrong. Now you get to say, hey, see, I told you were wrong, Sean. Saving money was a good idea. In fact, I got fired today, and because I saved money, I feel pretty good about myself. I feel like I'm protected. I feel like I'm hedged. I feel like my family's going to eat tonight. I feel like we don't have to stress out. I've saved 6 months of income. I got $18,000 in the bank. I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, gotcha. Now what happens? Well, you got to start a new process now. What's that? Oh, you have to find another job. You thought you were on vacation? No. You better go right back to work, because your $18,000 in your savings each month, it's just going to dwindle down. 18, 15, 12, 9, 6, 3. Oh crap. Boy, I was enjoying these 6 months off. Now you're broke. Look at you now. Now that money's disappearing on you. And I'm not trying to beat you up. If you have $18,000 in the bank you've saved up for 6 months, hey, you're one of the few. But just hear me out. This is why I keep saying, because you guys jump on here and you go nuts in the comments and go after me on social media when I post a video, and I say, hey, let me tell you something straight up. One of the worst things you can do, I know there's financial gurus out there, I know that. But I bet you they haven't been through what I've been through. Let me tell you something. If you stack money in the bank and leave it there, you are making a bad decision. If you think saving money in your bank account today is how you survive whatever's coming economically, you're wrong. It goes so fast, Paul. I got a friend. I don't know. I'm not going to call him out. He might be watching today. See, my friends hold me accountable. I don't get on here and just make stuff up. My friends watch my channel. My friends right here in Dallas watch my channel. They'll text me right after the video and say, Sean, you was on fire today, man. You were preaching. Better than they were amening. And I say, look, man, I'm just trying to give people everything that I have, everything that I've learned, so that they can make the best decision possible. I'm just giving you info. And I'm not beating around the bush, because I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to hurt your feelings. I'm not here to be your enemy. I'm just here to tell you what I've learned. That's it. So if you're okay with that, I'll keep teaching. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. We're trying to get the subscribers up to 5,000. I think you guys can help me do that. You can share these videos, share my content. You can text all your friends and say, hey, there's this guy on here talking about don't save money. Go check this dude out. So, and my friend told me, he said, hey, when I moved here, man, I had what did he say? I had about 20 grand in the bank. He said, all of a sudden I looked up, it was 10. And then I looked up and it was 5. And boy, it was going fast, and it wasn't stopping anytime soon. That money had momentum. And listen, I've been there where I've saved money. I've been there where I've saved money and I lost my job. I had money saved up. I lost my job at the casino. And then guess what? Because I had listened to what everybody else said. This was pre-2020. Everything changed after 2020. 2020 is now AC. 2020 is PC. And 2020, I'm sorry, anything before 2020 is PC. Anything after 2020 is AC. And the C stands for COVID. So it's post-COVID, after COVID. So post-COVID, it's like BC, before Christ, after Christ. I know that's not exactly what it means, but still. But everything changed after Christ died on the cross. Well, everything changed after COVID. You know why? Because the government came in and tried to save America. And I'm not trying to be political here or anything like that. Just letting you know what happened. Right? So the government came in and changed. By the way, these politicians are going to do what's best for them. Now you know. I don't care who you vote for. You should vote. They're always going to do what's best for them. You do what's best for you. That's my point. And so they, if I'm not mistaken, they printed, I want to say $8 trillion. Now, I didn't say million, I didn't say billion, trillion. We can't even comprehend how much money that is. But they printed and inserted about $8 trillion into the economy, more money than was probably in the economy to begin with. They did it in 2 years, less than 2 years. So why am I telling you that? Well, probably because most of you don't know, and that's not a shot. Most of you don't know. Most people don't know. I didn't know. And all of a sudden, there was $8 trillion more in the economy. So this money was passed out into the economy to whomever needed it. You even got some into your bank account deposited through, what do you call it? Stimulus, stimmy checks. And so, okay, more money into the economy does what? It chases the goods. Okay, so now there's more money chasing your eggs. So what happens? The price of eggs go up. That's inflation. Inflation is not necessarily the price going up, it's the value of your dollar going down. Now everybody knows what inflation is. Everybody knows now. So in 2020, after printing all of this ridiculous amounts of money, right? What happened? Well, the price of everything went up extensively. Houses were doubling in price. It was nuts. And this stuff has never come down. And so that's why I always tell you that everything changed with 2020, because the economy that you live in today is the 2020 economy. When will it go back to normal? It's either going to take a ridiculous reset, complete reset where everything crashes and burns, or this is your new normal. I'm hoping for the crash and burn. That should scare you, those of you who rely on your 401k. So, all right, so you save money in the bank. The banks used to pay interest, so it was a good thing to park money in the bank. Now today, the banks no longer pay interest. It's zero. That's it. If it starts with zero, if you go to the bank and say, how much do I make on my savings account? They're going to say 0 point, and you can stop listening at that point, pun intended. And so now you save up $18,000. You're feeling good because it's day one. And then all of a sudden you realize, hey, I got to go back to work. I got to get another job because I still don't know how to make money unless I have a job. So I got to sell my life, my time. So I got to go look for a job. Okay. So in the meantime, you start using money out of your savings account. A month goes by, still hadn't found any work. Well, Sean, that's not realistic. Go check around. There are mass firings right now, not mass hirings. I know people right now who are struggling to find work. They are interviewing 20, 30 people, 2, 3 interviews just for jobs that barely pay any money. It's tough times right now. Companies are trying to get rid of you right now. They don't want to fire and then hire. They want to fire and let you expire and then they move on. And so now you're going through your account. Okay, let's say you find a job. Does that job pay you equivalent or more of what your previous job paid you? That's a question you have to answer. Okay, if it does not, now you need 2 jobs. Remember, I told you this was going to be the generation of multiple jobs, of stacked incomes, of stacked paychecks, of stacked jobs. Part-time, part-time. You're going to stop hearing about these full-time 9-to-5s. People are going to have 8 to 12s and then 12 to 5s. A bunch of part-time jobs. Part-time, part-time, part-time. You're going to see attorneys, tax people, white-collar jobs. If that's you, you're out of the door. You have a white-collar job. There are going to be people not spending $20,000 for an attorney, but $20 a month for ChatGPT, and then they're going to hire an attorney, an AI attorney. They're going to hire AI attorneys to represent them. You pull up now at some fast food places, you don't even talk to people. And then you get to the window, it's 2 people inside just fixing food. That's it. They could essentially turn these fast food chains into giant vending machines. I'm convinced. I told my wife the other day, I was like, there's going to be a day. That's right, Paul, AI takeover. There's going to be a day where you're going to pull up at Target. I'm telling you, this is going to happen. You're going to pull up at Target. You won't be able to go in. There won't even be a need. I know you're going to say, Sean, no way. You're telling me I'm going to pull up at a store that I cannot go in. Yes. I'm not going for that. The people won't go for that. The people will revolt. No way. We'll march in the streets. We got to be able to go in the store. And I'm going to tell you, no, you'll do whatever you're trained to do. I used to work as a blackjack dealer. We had a table called BJ4, Blackjack 4. Let me know, guys, by the way, if you're a new subscriber in the comments, I'll shout you out. I appreciate that. Share this, by the way. This is powerful and impactful. We had a table called BJ4, and it was a $5 blackjack table. And one night, I was about to go to break. They come in, they tap me out. I do my hand thing, give a tap on the shoulder. I tap out of my table. I'm a good dealer. I love the job. I'm like, hey, I'm about to go take a 15-minute break. See you guys in a minute. Hope you win. I'm hoping you win. By the way, if you ever gamble, first of all, don't gamble. But if you do, be nice to the dealers. Trust me, they are on your side. The dealers need you to win because we want to make money. And we want our toke rate to be high. If you're a dealer, you know what I'm talking about. And it's just a tip rate. That's where all the money's made. So we need the tables to win. The pit bosses don't, but we do. Sometimes you have dual rate pit bosses who do dealing and they're dealers and they're pit bosses. They want you to win too. So I'm sitting there and they tap me. They're like, hey, we're going to turn BJ4, the $5 table, into a $15 table minimum. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. These people are not going to sit here for $15. They don't even want to lose $5. They're crying about $5. Nobody wants to be on this table. Nobody wants to deal this table. I'm like, that ain't happening. I come back out, y'all. I'm telling you. That table had, I don't remember what the color for 15 was. Maybe yellow. And I come back out. And it's a $15 table. And guess what? When I left the table at $5, it was packed. Everybody's got $5. I was convinced when I came back out, no way this table's going to be packed. No way. Guess what? Table was full. They did whatever they were told to do. When they were told that it was $5, they played. When they were told that from now on, for the rest of the night, this is a $15 table minimum, they stayed and played. My point to you is you might not believe you will adjust, but you will if you don't have a choice. Uber came along, all of a sudden you guys were calling strangers to your house to pick you up and you get in the car with them. DoorDash came along, all of a sudden you were calling strangers to pick up your food and handle your food. Come on now, I know what I'm talking about. You'll adjust. So I told my wife, I don't know if this is going to happen. It's just me. I told my wife, we're going to pull up one day. You won't be able to go in. You'll be able to punch in everything you need, probably from your phone, or pull up at a little kiosk and order right there at the kiosk like a drive-through. These stores will become like drive-throughs. You'll pull up right there, order. The inside of the store is a giant assembly, not assembly, kind of like it's like a giant vending machine, and it's just going to snatch everything just like that in seconds. Roll it to the front, bag it for you. You have to pay right there. It'll automatically bill you. Send it to your car. All you have to do is open your trunk. And somebody will probably be standing right there, grab everything, put it in your car, off you go. The whole entire inside is run by nobody. The only people on the inside, probably maintenance workers to make sure the belts are working. This is the same way they make bread. You're gonna be pulling up. This is just me. May not happen, I'm just saying. But you're going to pull up, and this might happen 20 years from now. You might see this video and go, oh my God, that dude was right. You're going to pull up at these stores and you're going to order out front, and you're going to get in the line, and you're going to pull up, and that thing's going to vend everything out to you. You won't see associates in stores soon. You'll see kiosk at the end of every other aisle, and it'll be glad to help you, and it'll give you all the information you need. How hard is it right now? Just let me know in the comments. When you go into Walmart and you try to get help, isn't that like the most impossible thing to do? And then if you do get help, rarely is it someone with a good attitude. So don't get out on me. So you're going to go in there one day, you're going to go to the end of the aisle, you're going to touch the live kiosk board or something, and a beautiful young lady with a very sweet voice is going to pop up and say, hey, my name is Jessica. What can I help you find today? And you're just going to say, hey, I need to find light bulbs. Bam. Sure. Light bulbs are on aisle 4B. Here's how you get there from here. Here are the past 5 reviews of these particular light bulbs. By the way, for the last 10 people who purchased these light bulbs, not only is here what they had to say, but here is also 5 other things they purchased along with these light bulbs. Bam. Done. Don't need the associate. How did I get into that? All right. You said AI take over, and I took over. Okay. Gotcha. And so now you're stacking money in the savings account. Boy, I digress a lot. I chase rabbits. My wife will tell you. She's like, what were we talking about? I don't know, honey. I'm rolling off the news. Everything I learned today, I'm giving it to you. And so I got to check to see how much longer I got. Ooh, not much. So to get to Houston. And so, by the way, hit thumbs up, hit subscribe. Thank you. And so now your money is in the bank account. It makes no interest. Well, what's your goal for stacking it in there? And you're going to say, just like Paul said earlier, your goal is to save the money just in case something happens. You can protect yourself and hedge yourself. All right. So let's say something happens. Now you get to go into your bank account and make me into a liar and say, Sean, I told you saving money was a good idea. Not only was it a good idea, it was a great idea. Not only was it a great idea, it's going to protect me and my family. So now you go into your bank account. You got 6 months of saving. Most people don't have that, but let's just say hypothetically you do. Now you go into your bank account. Then you realize, hey, I got to get a job because I'm just going to blow through this money if I don't. So now you're back looking for work because your savings account does not replenish itself. Once you use it, it's gone. So now you're back at work because that money is starting to go away. You're buying groceries. The tire went flat. Oh my gosh, all these things just coming out of nowhere. I know. It's called life and time. Life and time will take the money from you. Stuff happens. It's not your fault. It's just the way it is. These things are going to happen. And so your money start going down faster than you thought. Like, oh gosh, wait a minute. We had 18 grand in, now we're down to 12. Where's this money going? Oh, I got to get back to work. That's when it's going to hit you. Hey, I got to get back to work. Bam. So now you're going to run off, go back to work as quickly as possible. But then you might find out that you were making car repairs. Absolutely. All of a sudden you were making, $20 an hour. Let's just say an average job. By the way, $20 an hour just 5 years ago was a darn good job. 10 years ago was you were top of the line. Now, minimum wage. And so there you are. You're going into your money. You're taking care of your expenses. And then you're looking for a job because you know you need more money. Then all of a sudden, your money starts dwindling down. And don't worry, it will. You can't stop it. Nobody can just save and not spend. It's just the way it is. Not even me. I saved money in my bank account, lost my job, went through the money, and guess what I found out? I couldn't get another job that paid me that money. So what did I end up doing? I became a janitor, after school hours janitor. Yes, I was a janitor. I had kids. I wasn't married then, but I had a couple kids. I'll do anything for my family. If I would have come to McDonald's and you and I would have competed for that burger flipping job. And I'll do it again today. Never above it. Yes, I know I have financial freedom. Yes, we're doing pretty well financially. But if the good Lord took all that away, and he can, it's his, not mine, I'd be right back at McDonald's, right back at Walmart, trying to get that job. You better believe it. And so but I'm hoping that never happens. And so all of a sudden, I'm doing all of this. So all of a sudden, dude, look at gosh, we're in a hurry to go. These cars on the roads is driving me nuts, man. You don't have to be that fast. Then you see them, God forbid, but then you see them in accidents up the road and say, see, I told you. Wasn't even worth it. Like, if you got an emergency, just turn on your emergency lights. All right, I see this person's trying to get somewhere. Let me get out of the way. Don't tailgate me. Because if you hit me, I'm going to want to fight. If you hit me with my kids in the car, it's going to be a real problem. So don't do that. Don't tailgate me. I hate that. And so, all right, I digress. I told you, back to this. That's just me. Don't do that. Don't do it to anybody, especially these trucks. Weapons of mass destruction. Please, please. All right. So all of a sudden, you're going through your savings. You get a job, but it doesn't pay you enough. So now you have to do what? You have to get another job. So now you have a second job just to kind of make up for the one job you lost. So now you're out, you're overworked, you're underpaid, you're burdened, you're worn down, and you're going through all of this. And you look at your savings account and it's continuing to do this. And so now I get to look back at you and say, hey, you thought when you lost your job that I was wrong because your savings was going to protect you. But now life and time and the idea that, or the chance that you don't get a job that compensates you well, now you have to put two jobs, stacked paychecks, just to be able to maintain. All of a sudden, you're calling me and saying, hey, buddy, I think you were right about saving money. Okay, now let's talk. Because if you save money and for the purpose of just saving money, that's a dead end. Now, am I against saving money? No. Am I against saving money just for the purpose of waiting on bad times to come so you can protect yourself? 1,000%. And here's why. Number one, banks don't pay you interest. So stacking the money in the bank is the same as burying your money in a graveyard. It's dead money either way. Money needs to be moving for it to be useful. It's only useful when it's used. So, all right, so your money doesn't pay interest. Banks don't pay interest. You're not making any money. Inflation is outpacing your money. You're in fact losing money. You're on a negative investment cycle. You're investing your money into the bank. Yes, your savings is an investment. The only problem is it's a negative investment because inflation continues to crush your money. Not only are you not making money out of the bank and they're charging you fees, but inflation is curb stomping your money as well. So now you're losing through leaving the money, and now you're losing through inflation, right? Think of that. You haven't won yet. You lost because the banks pay you no interest. You lost because you parked money there in the first place and left it there. And you lost because inflation is outpacing your money. So your money continues to die. It's essentially hospice. A bank account where you're just leaving money in there to protect you from bad times is no different than hospice for someone at the end of their lives. Your money is in hospice, just waiting to die. You don't recognize it because you've been trained and programmed to do these things. Play the money game the way you've always played it. And I'm telling you, maybe back in the days, it was a good idea. The banks paid interest. Yes, for your parents and grandparents, the banks paid interest. Good investment to leave your money there. For your parents and grandparents, there was no inflation. Good idea to leave it there. It can outpace the cost of living. Yes, you could park your money in the bank account and wait on an emergency or bad things to happen or lose your job, because chances are you were not going to lose your job. Chances are your expenses were low. You didn't have a bunch of expenses. Things weren't pricey. They didn't cost a whole lot. You kept your job for 10, 20, 30 years. The job was safe and secure. So for your parents and grandparents, let's go through it again. For your parents and grandparents versus you. For your parents and grandparents, parking money in the bank was a good idea. For your parents, bad idea for you. Good idea for your parents because banks paid interest. Bad idea for you because banks don't pay interest. Good idea for your parents because you could keep your job for a long time. Jobs were safe and secure. Bad idea for you because jobs are not safe and secure. Good idea for your parents because there was no inflation beating their dollar to death. Bad idea for you because there is hyperinflation destroying the power of your money. Right? Good idea for your parents because if anything happened, they could use the money and find a decent job because jobs were available, low, and there were long-term jobs out there. Bad idea for you. Jobs are not safe, not secure, and there aren't many out there anymore. Companies are laying off people by the tens of thousands. If that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what to tell you. So those things are bad for you. Buying a house, good for your parents because housing prices were low, interest rates were low, houses didn't cost a whole lot, jobs were secure for 30 years, paychecks were secure. You could trust that if you got a 30-year mortgage, you were going to have a paycheck to go with it. Bad idea for you because jobs are not long-term, interest rates are high, houses are overpriced, and you're not going to have a paycheck for 30 years. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, guys. You're not going to have that paycheck for 30. You might not have that paycheck for 30 days. Are you willing to sit out here and work? What are you willing to do to change things? What are you going to do about it? If you don't change anything, you're literally saying yes to the struggle life. You're saying yes to the struggle lane. You're saying yes to I want to work until I die, because if you are right now under 45, maybe even 50, there is no retirement for you. It's a lie. It's a scam. It's a dream. It's a false hope. Retirement is not going to be available to you. It's not going to be available to me. But I don't dream about retirement. I dream about cash flow. So now that I've told you all of this and probably scared you half to death, and I didn't mean to, just wanted to inform you and wake you up and teach you these three things I stand by. Number one, your job is not safe and secure, and from here on out, it never will be. Number two, if your paycheck is your only source of income, that's okay to have a paycheck as a source of income. It's just not okay for it to be your only source of income. You must find a way to make money other than going to work. Number three, don't stack money in a bank account just to stack money in a bank account. Now that I've preached to you about the I don't even want to call it that, we'll just say the bad idea of stacking money in a bank account and leaving it there, now that I've preached to you about how bad I think it is, then it's only right that I give you my solution. Again, my solution. And that is this. Instead of stacking money in the bank account and just leaving it there and waiting on bad things to happen, and then blowing through the money, right? By the way, if stacking money in the bank was a good idea, then why don't the banks Stack money. Ooh, I said something there. I know y'all not going to get it. You'll get it on the drive home. But if saving money is in the bank account was a good idea, then why don't the banks save money? Let that marinate. Let that sink in. You don't have to answer right here. Just let it sink in. If saving money in a bank account was a good idea, then why don't the banks save money? I'm just saying. See, they scared you into believing that you needed these savings accounts. You don't. They're not to your advantage. Savings accounts today, since 2020, PC, post-COVID, are for banks, not for you. Now, Sean, am I just supposed to stack all my money under pillow? No, I'm not telling you that. I'm not even telling you don't have a savings account. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Because I know there's some simple people on here that's like, so this guy's just saying don't save money? What? No, that's not what I'm saying. What are you, a child? No. You're not listening? You're not comprehending what I said? I'm just saying don't stack money in the bank for the purpose of just leaving it there until hard times appear. If you're going to stack money in the bank, here's the answer you've been waiting for. If you're going to stack money in the bank, stack it for the purpose of using it to make more money. That's all you got to do. Just stack it for the purpose of, I wish that this is off topic, I'm saying, but I wish that every once in a while we could pull over and fight on the side of the interstate. I just wish that sometimes we could do that. There's a lot of people that I want to punch in the face. I'm just like, I'm saying, but don't play. A lot of people I want to punch in the face on the roads. All right, back on topic. All right, so a better way would be to use the money. Let's say you have 18 grand in, and then you're waiting for something bad to happen. Then I come along and I say, hey, instead of waiting for that to happen, let's take 5 grand out of the bank, learn to start a business, learn to get an investment, go flip a house, go buy a lawnmower, go rent some equipment and cut the neighbor's yard. I don't know. Take some money, get a middleman business, start it, let it grow. 6 months from now, you're going to get fired. Let's just say that hypothetically. January of 2026, you're going to be fired. 6 months from now, you're going to lose your job. That's a guarantee. Let's say we knew it. It was a guarantee. Your company told you, hey, 6 months from now, we're closing our doors for good. We're not going to need you. You're going to look at your bank account and say, hey, I got 18,000 in it. I'm good. By the time that happens, I'll have 18,000 in my bank. I'll be able to live off of that. And then you watch this video and I'll show up and say, hey, don't do that. Here's what I want you to do. Take 5,000 out. Don't worry about the bank account. Don't worry about the savings, none of that. Take 5,000 out right now. Go get it. Hit thumbs up if you understand what I'm talking about. Take that 5 grand out right now. Let's use that 5 grand to flip it into another 5 grand. Take it out, start a business, get an investment, get vending machines, flip cars, whatever you got to do it right now. You take that 5 grand out, because you're still working, you got your primary source of income. You take that 5 grand out, what do? You put it into, let's say, something I know, which is a middleman business. Let's say it doesn't cost that much, but let's just say. You put it into a middleman business, bam, your business is up and running. All of a sudden, you have a business that's up and running. Now, 6 months passes by. Your business is running. Let's say it's only making $3,000 a month. That's it. Something low, something small. You're only doing it part-time. It still makes you $3,000 a month. You partnered with home cleaning companies in your city. It's bringing in $3 grand a month. You don't have to leave your house. Nothing crazy. Not going to make you rich. Got you. Just keeping the example small. This is what happened to me, by the way, but just keeping it small for you. All of a sudden, Paul, let's use it as an example. All of a sudden, Paul, instead of saving money for 6 months, You took some of the money out of the bank, didn't wait around to get fired. You knew that day was coming. We know the date in this example, 6 months from now. You don't know it in real life, but you still should be prepared. And so you knew that day was coming. You knew through AI, through innovation, through technology, process, systems, immigration, on and on and on. You knew that day was coming. So what did you do? You didn't wait around to get fired. You didn't wait around to be a victim. You didn't just stack money in the bank account to protect you, not knowing where your paycheck was going to come from after that. All you did was say, hey, I watched this guy's video. Sean John, the Middleman CEO, he said, take money out, start a business, start a middleman business. And again, you don't have to do a middleman business, but that's the example I'm going to use because that's what I know. Took the money out, started a middleman business. Now that thing, 6 months, $3,000 a month, nothing crazy, doesn't make me rich. I'm not a millionaire. It's not even 6 figures. It's just making $3,000 a month. Now, fast forward 6 months, lost my job. Fast forward 6 months, when you didn't take this advice, now you're burning through your savings. You're running out of money. You're stressed out. You're willing to sell to anybody who's willing to give you a paycheck now because you can't find a job. Your family's stressed. You'll do anything to get a job. Now you're working for less, compromising, selling your life, selling your time by the hour. Now you need 2 jobs because the one part-time job's not going to be enough. You still have the expenses. The bills come every month. Now you're out there selling your life just to get that paycheck. And then a year down the road, you're completely burned out and you still don't know how to free yourself. And then you look in the mirror and go, holy crap, this is the rest of my life. And then you're going to say, hey, I watched that guy's video a year ago, and he said this would happen. And lo and behold, he was right. And I'm burning out. Hey, brother, then you're gonna get on my video and say, Sean, you were right. And I'm not going to gloat in it. I'm not that. I'm going to say, hey, don't beat yourself up. We don't always do what we're supposed to do right away. Me either. Don't beat yourself up. That year's gone. Don't worry about that. Let's focus on what's coming next. That's all I'm going to tell you. Hey, I'm not here to beat you up. I'm not here to be right and you wrong. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to say, hey, listen, don't worry about it. You learned, you got the lesson. This is your season. Now let's go. That's it. And my students can tell me, my friends can tell you, that's how I roll. Hey, we're not here to tell them, hey man, I made some mistakes. Brother, I'm not here to beat on you about what you did in the past. I'm not here to dig that up. You stop digging it up. That stuff's done. It's gone. Why are you trying to live in the past? That stuff's gone. Let's get ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's stressful enough. We're not going to be stressing about what we can't change. Let's focus on what we can change. And that's just me. And so that's what will happen if you don't take my advice. Now, if you take my advice, Paul, you're already 6 months ahead. That day comes, you got fired. You don't have a job. Everybody else at your job is stressed out. Oh, Paul, did you hear the news? Oh my gosh, we don't have our jobs. Paul, where are we going to get one of them paycheck things from again? Who's got paychecks? Where can I get one? It becomes like a drug, becomes like crack. Like, y'all got any of those paychecks here? Yeah, we got them, but they only come in minimum wage here. I tell you what, man, I'm burning through my savings. I'll take one of those minimum wage things. Yeah, it's not enough to cover your expenses. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'll go look for another one. I'll put 2 of them together. Oh, they're all minimum wage? Okay, I'll put 3 of them together. I won't live, and I'll probably work myself to an early grave, but that's okay. I'll do it anyway because you guys say I need to have a source of income. I need to have a paycheck, a safe, secure job, and then I gotta save some money. So I need to stack money in the bank account because that's where security comes from. I can't provide it for myself, but I gotta have it because you guys say that's the right thing to do. And then I gotta invest in these 401ks and wait to see how the market behaves because I don't know what that thing does. I don't even know where it is or who owns it or what it buys. I don't know, but you guys told me that was the way, and so I gotta sit here for the next 30 years and hope that thing makes some money, and that's how I gotta live my life. It's gonna be a stressful life, and you don't have to live that way. There are other things you can do. You can take the money right now, Paul. Take the money out of your account, start a middleman business or any other type of asset, acquire any other type of asset. Let it make money for you. Let's say it only makes $3,000, not a whole lot. So what do you do now? Right now, fast forward, you lost your job. The rest of your crew, they didn't do anything to prepare except save money. They blow through the money. They're stressed out. They need another job. They're out there willing to work for less now. Hey, what are you doing working at Subway? Nothing against Subway. What are you doing working at Subway? Yeah, man, I had trouble finding a job. There was just nothing out there. My skills were outdated. AI is doing everything that I used to do. They don't need me. So I took a job at Subway, making $8 an hour. By the way, I need a good review from you and a tip. Right? I'm going to make this sandwich, but I need a $3 tip on this thing. I need this tip jar to fill up, baby. So, and there you are. When you, Paul, said, and they're going to say, Paul, what? Hey, man, I asked for a $3 tip. You left a $10 tip. Wow, what are you doing? Now that we've gotten fired and lost our jobs and the company's closed, you left a $10 tip on a $5 sandwich? What do you do? Oh, yeah, see, I was watching this guy's video, the Middleman CEO, Sean John. I was watching his videos 6 months ago when I found out we were all going to lose our jobs. So what I did is I got proactive. I decided I wasn't going to be a victim. I wasn't going to sit there and wait and hope that my savings account could protect me. I didn't want to live like that. So what did you do? Well, I took his advice. I took some money out of my savings. You took money out of your savings? Get out of here. Yeah, you know it's legal, right? You can actually go to the bank and get your money. Yeah, so I didn't take it all, just took a percentage, took 10, 20% out. I took that money and I started a business. You did what? I said I started a business. I said you did what? I said I started a business. You can start a business with just a couple grand. Absolutely. So I started a business. This guy taught me how to do it. Again, you don't have to do a middleman business. I'm just using it as an example. You can do vending machines. You can start a lawn care service. I just want you to win. So I started a middleman business. And what'd you do? Well, I created a lawn care service called Paul's Lawn Care. And I started, but Paul, you don't own lawnmowers, you don't know how to cut grass. No, I don't do any of that, and I don't want to. But I know companies who already do it, and they're good at it, and they have all the equipment. So what I did is I partnered with them. And I said, hey, I'm going to bring you customers. You can go out and do the work, keep all the money. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a deposit from the customer up front. You keep all the rest. Bam. So what do you do, Paul? Well, I take $100 every time I find a customer. I find, let's see, what would it take to make 300? Okay, let's see, 3 times 9. I find one customer a day, because we said 3,000 example. One customer a day, just one. And I take a $100 deposit. I do that for the month. I make $3,000. It's a 5-minute transaction, not even that. Because Paul doesn't talk to customers. He doesn't book the jobs. He doesn't take the deposit. He's just the CEO who owns the business. Wouldn't it be nice just to own a business, by the way, and not have to do all the work? You can delegate it. Yeah, Paul has it. Paul's going to say, hey, yeah, I got a VA, man. My VA answers calls, takes deposits, and dispatches the work. I don't know the customers. I don't talk to the customers. I don't know any of the lawn care companies. I don't talk to them. They don't know me. I don't know them. I just get a Stripe alert saying I've gotten paid. By the end of the month, I do one customer a day because I don't even try hard. And that's through word of mouth. I'm not even out promoting it. I do one customer a day. I'm making $3,000 into my account each month. So what does that mean, Paul? Well, that means I don't have to be here with you working at Subway. That means I don't have to go looking for a job. What? Yeah. I mean, well, what if you want to make more money, Paul? Well, then I'll just do 2 customers a day. And then I'll double to $6,000 a month. See, I keep my expenses low. I have a business that runs itself, and I can enjoy my life. But Paul, I saved money because they told me that's what I was supposed to do. And because I did that, what they didn't tell me is life and time takes the money away. And so I sat there believing I was safe and secure because I piled money in the bank, and now that money's gone. Now that money's gone. I'm just saying, guys. I want you to live your best life. I do. I got to get off here because I'm almost at my destination. But I wish you guys the best. Make good decisions. Share this video. And I'll see you guys on the next video. I hope it helps you. Let me know in the comments. And if you want to start your own middleman business like Paul, put the word middleman in the comments below or click the link in the description below. All right, guys. I got to go. Have a wonderful, blessed day. I'm in Houston.